Hey, this is Tyler.
This is Carter.
You got some booze you want us to try?
We're gonna try some booze.
Y'all ready for some shit?
In your face!
Booze trials!
Honk honk.
Tiger! Tiger! Uppercut! Tiger! I don't think he has another move with Tiger in it, does he?
Tiger knee.
Tiger eat! No, that doesn't sound right. But anyway.
Tiger.
Anybody remember that Street Fighter 2 reference? If not, that's cool.
If not, fuck y'all, because that's one of the best games ever made in the world.
This is Tiger beer. It's from Singapore.
Not quite Thailand, but
Close enough.
Beggars can't be choosers. This is world-acclaimed lager beer. And awarded championship gold medals. London, Geneva, Paris. And I don't know. This is going to be our first Asian beer on our channel.
Oh shit, you're right. It is. This will be our first Pacific Rim beer. Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
Excuse me.
And you said earlier that you had this before.
I believe I have had this before. It's very light, as you can see.
Yeah, look at that. Oh man, it's beautiful.
We kind of wanted to keep it light just to kind of cool down the spice of the last beer we just did.
Yeah, we're just kind of.
We might move on to something heavier after this, but ooh, I don't know if I've ever had this happen in my beer before. But inside, it's like starting to bubble, but from like different spots. Like it started from down up, and then it's like going whatever. There's even like a slight little bit of sediment too.
There is. It's really crazy because this beer is so crystal clear that like looking at the bubbles from
I can see my fingerprints through the glass.
From underneath it. This is our show. We're just staring at our beer like a couple of acid heads. Oh, ooh, oh.
Yeah. By the way, folks, you'll never see us on that kind of stuff because
drugs are bad.
Well, drugs are bad, but you also wouldn't really get a review at all, so whatsoever.
This isn't called acid trials.
No, it is not.
So, I'm going to put a little bit more in there, because why not?
Why not?
Yeah, the thing, I
it
keep
stopped
looking
carving up pretty quickly, though.
Yeah, the thing that keeps bumming me about these beers is that I'm still not finding anywhere where it tells me how much alcohol is in this. So, once again, we're going by the rule of thumb. It's probably 5%.
Yeah, it's a very light beer, too, I can tell. I'm just going to guess 5% also.
I would say even less, but it's a lot. It's lagery.
Yeah, it doesn't have anything particularly that stands out about the smell in this one.
No, and that's something when I've drank Asian beers with the exception of Singha.
Yeah.
Like I've had Sapporo, I've had Asahi. The thing about them are like they're just kind of like I don't know.
Asahi actually has a kind of a crisp dryness in and of itself, so it's it's a little different actually.
Yeah, it's
Sapporo too actually, like it's slightly.
But
different.
they're just I don't know, they're very. I mean, it's just like they're lager beers.
Yeah. In all fairness to this beer, before we try it, the store that I got this from will not be named, but the store I got this from has not really sold this beer, like really in any capacity whatsoever in the time that I worked there. So I don't know how long it's actually been sitting there.
We can narrow that down when you just said that.
Oh, yeah, well, okay, that narrows it down to 3, so there's 3 possibilities.
Well.
So, there you go. So, yeah, so.
You can edit that out if you want.
I don't care.
Let's give it I already smelled it.
It doesn't really smell like much of anything that I can
it smells like
really
a lager.
distinctly tell.
It's a lager beer.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't taste spoiled to me, necessarily.
There's something going on with Tiger.
There is something going on. Like,
I don't know.
I don't know what to think of that, but yeah, it's almost kind of, I don't know, almost has a sort of a buttery taste almost.
Maybe.
Kind of a sweet bread taste.
The second drink didn't taste nearly as funky as the first drink.
Yeah.
So now I don't, like, my mind has no words to describe what I'm going for here. And
if you like a good, light, easy to drink beer, this is a good choice to try out something different.
It's something worth checking out. Like, I don't know if I would. Like, that's the thing about Asian beers is that I wouldn't necessarily pair them with Asian cuisine.
Yeah.
Because they tend to be kind of not really. I wouldn't say flavorless is an over embellishment.
Yeah, I mean, there's some flavor. There's a little bit of flavor to this, so we're
but,
good on that.
But in terms of like what you could pair,
yeah, you could definitely.
I don't know what I would.
Like, I would actually pair the last beer we just tried with more Asian cuisine than I would pair this for sure. But you know, I mean, also at the same time, it's like when in Rome. So I mean, like at least if I ever travel to Singapore, this would be a beer that I could know as a safe bet. I mean, so I could. At least, even though it might like say it in a different language, you know, obviously.
You'd recognize that.
I'd recognize that tiger on the label, tiger, and I'd drink the tiger, and
that's not going to get old after. I would love to see you go over there and be like tiger, and then like you just think.
Yeah, like ask the bartender in Singapore, be like, "Excuse me, sir, I'd like a tiger," and they'd be like. Excuse me, what the fuck did you say?
Pulls a switchblade out.
Yeah. Or maybe they'll just drag me off to one of their secret prisons where I'll get caned.
You would like that.
That would not be. That'd be no bueno, sir.
You would like that, though.
No, I would not.
Swat on the ass.
Don't you fucking put me in that category.
You yell, tiger!
Tiger!
Every time I smack you in the fucking... Tiger!
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 Ow! Ow!
Tiger King!
Sir! Tiger!
Tiger! Feels like your ass is being bit by a tiger. Do they have tigers in Singapore?
I don't know. I mean, I assume they have to.
I mean, I know there are
why would they make a beer called Tiger if they didn't have tigers?
Well, I know they have tigers in Asia, but specifically Singapore.
I would think so. Like, obviously not like in the cities, other than the zoos, maybe.
They
but
might,
I mean,
do they have a zoo?
I'm sure they do.
I'm asking you all these questions and hoping you have an answer.
I don't.
You seem to know everything.
I don't know anything about. I don't really know anything about Singapore. Okay, like I went to Indonesia, but I didn't go to Singapore. Okay.
Well.
Like I didn't stop. I didn't even stop in the Singapore airport on the way to Indonesia. It was Taiwan airport that I stopped by on the way to Indonesia. So. Excuse-moi. But I do know a few things about Singapore. Like apparently they have some of the strictest laws against certain things that us Americans take for granted. But I mean, other than that, like freedom of speech. Like you can't just say whatever the fuck you want.
You can't say tiger.
Apparently they'll take you to prison and like put you in jail for periods of time or fine you like extremely large amounts of money just for the slightest bit of litter. Like. You know, like here we have fines for littering, but they don't take it very, all that seriously. Whereas like there, like apparently they'll like haul your ass to jail, like then and there if you litter. Like they have
a clean ass country.
Apparently they have some really strict laws against a lot of different things. And like the 1984 style government surveillance that we talk about and like freak out about that could or may or may not happen. I guess they actually do have that there. Like it's cameras on every street corner and stuff. So I mean, it's different places, and I also this seems to be a big theme for all Asian countries. I don't know if you can bribe your way out of it in Singapore the way you can in some of the poorer Asian countries, but no, like apparently they'll actually give you the death penalty for drug use, like illegal drug use, like even just like a little bit of pot will get you put to death, like unless you can I know in like poor Asian countries. You can bribe your way out of just about anything, but Singapore is not exactly a poor Asian country.
I can't. No.
It's actually one of the most free market capitalist countries on earth.
Well, that's why you never hear about anybody going on a cruise to Singapore. Because fuck that.
Yeah. Apparently it's a great place to do business, but not a great place to be a tourist.
Well, it's a great place for beer. this one.
Yeah, this is actually not a bad beer by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, it's not my
clean,
favorite. It's
like
not my favorite, but
I mean, it's clean like their streets, and you can see right through it.
Mm-hmm.
Watch like Big Brother.
This is one of those beers that actually gets better as you drink it more. Like it's like just like you said, the first drink kind of tasted just like it's funky, like almost spoiled. But I don't know, man. Like
I can see getting lit up on a 6-pack of this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this would be an easy 6-pack to buy, and it's just definitely a safe bet for something different to bring to a party for sure. I mean, absolutely. So I mean,
be obnoxious with your Street Fighter reference, and why not? So yeah, Tiger beer. If you, I don't know if I've seen this in bars outside of like sushi bars.
I'm not sure I have either, actually.
They might have it at like beer halls. I'm sure, because they gotta cater to every category. And this is one of the more popular ones I've seen. I've seen this beer in bars more than
Singha.
Yeah, Singha.
Singha is like almost not like that's a.
I want to do an episode on that because I had a really.
If you can find it, man, help yourself, because I have not. Like I found that in the I basically found that in the picks. I made a pick 6 out of that.
Yeah.
And
but Singha, I have a really great description for that beer, but I'm not going to spoil it.
And that's the one you were thinking of out of Thailand, by the way, because Singha's out of Thailand, but this one's Singapore.
Thailand. So I'm going to fly my plane Street Fighter style. We're begin this episode. You got anything to say, Tyler?
Tiger!
Tiger.